because I'm kind of getting to the end of this. I only have a few things left to do, so here we go. I wanted to give you guys a little tip. I never realized this, but if you go onto like any of the menu type pages, keep an eye out for this little thing down here at the bottom that says mark all as seen. I didn't realize that, and those little flags really bug me. So L3, which is pushing down on the left stick for PS4 people, it'll mark that, and then you don't have that hanging over you anymore if you're like me and kind of OCD about those things. What I'm going to show you today is a river raid. I'm going to try and take out this monastery here. I've completed all the river raids. I'm really just trying to complete getting everything at Bond's shop if you've played the river raids. I'm not going to have any spoilers for river raids. This is just a monastery, and I'm going to go in there. Any of the real good stuff or equipment is already gone, so there's that. Like I said, I wanted to just kind of show you guys my gear loadout as well. We'll go right to left here. You can see that I have upgraded all of the quiver and the rations, so I've got a max on those. If you're familiar, this is the female Eivor. I'm at power level 466, which is basically the max you can go right now. I'm using the Raven Clan armor set, which is the one, basically the first one you get in the game. I had spent so much time and effort into putting all the runes and stuff on it that I liked that I just never really wanted to change from it. So I do actually just use the complete. You can even see there it says 5 of 5 on the Raven Clan set. So that's actually the one I'm using. But I made one little cosmetic change, and that is it's the Raven Clan armor, but it's actually I've got it skinned as the Gothic armor. So you can see if I change between those, it's actually the same. Bows. I normally, these are the three: Icy Death, a recurve bow, which is the Predator bow I use. That's probably my favorite. Hunter bow, I have Icy Death, and I have the Hunnish bow. I really don't use, what is it, the light bow? I can't remember which one it is. The one that shoots real fast. I've never really found a good use. These are pretty much Icy Death now, and recurve are the two I switch between. And I pretty much have been using recurve for most of the game, but now it's obviously fully upgraded. All my gear, you can tell it's all gold, so it's all fully upgraded. More Raven Clan breeches, Raven Clan bracers. You can kind of see some of the stuff I've got. I've got as many major health runes on things as I can, or at least as I have. The helmet I normally play turned off, but you can see, okay, I've got armor, fire buildup, poison buildup. Those are the main ones I've been using. Again, health, and fire damage. So it's health, fire, and poison damage are mainly what I go for in the runes. This is the loadout that I'm not playing currently. This is how I played most of the game, and that was with Vareen's Axe and with the Thunderer towards the end, and then I think it was the House Jarl's axe through part of it. So that was that. Now I'm going to switch this out to what I'm actually playing with now, and this is the Sigh of Tribulation. This is from the Siege of Paris DLC, where you get the sighs. So I've got this one fully upgraded. Set your weapon on fire after a successful light or heavy finisher hit. So that kind of appealed to me, so I picked that up. And I didn't think I was going to like the sighs at first, but they've got a nice long reach and they do a fair amount of damage. So that's normally my main hand weapon. And then my offhand weapon, I normally go with this one right here, the Gaibolg, or or it's a sphere. You get it in the Wrath of the Druids DLC, and it's got a nice effect that lightning shocks the enemy after 3 consecutive hits. I really like that because, as you'll see when I'm playing this, it actually comes in handy and does a nice little stun. I've been playing through to get some of the core rewards or core challenges, and I've played with the short swords. I can't remember which one I used. Yes, I do have the swordfish, in case you're wondering, and it is, I guess I've got it skinned as something else, maybe? It's actually just a fish, a giant fish. I've got probably some pictures somewhere that show that. I've got that's Odin's spear, but this is really the one I like. So that's my combination. I play with the spear on one side and then the sai on the other side. Inventory, again, nothing too fancy here. I've got a ton of runes, and I don't really use any of those. I've got a bunch of keys right now for river raids because I've been playing those, and really there's nothing too exciting here. I actually have the treasures from these two, but they never cleared, so I don't know why those still show up here. I know I've cleared them. It's just some kind of glitch, and I don't know if it's just unique to me, but these are the only two that I couldn't get to clear. I know I've gotten the treasures, they won't clear. Again, got this nice little thing down here, L3, mark all as red. Click it, and there goes that flag. I'm really happy to see that, because I don't know how long it's been there, but I didn't know about it, and it just used to annoy me that that would stay on, and I'd spend forever trying to figure out which rune was new, and it just bugged me. Skills. At this point I have all the skills, and I've got, I think, about 40 in the red and the blue, and maybe about 30 something in the yellow. So I've got a bunch of, it says power level 466, but if you include all the mastery points, it'd be way above that. Abilities, I have all of the abilities armed. Right now, what I have for my melee abilities is, and they're the ones that are highlighted, gold, poison strike, fire strike, vengeance of Thor, which I really don't use. I think there was a achievement or something for that, and that's probably why I have it. And dive of the Valkyries. Dive of the Valkyries is one I've used since the beginning, and like I was saying, I like to use the poison and the fire, so those two are there. Then over on the ranged abilities, I've got, let's see here, piercing shot. I've used this a couple times. It's okay. Incendiary powder trap. I really kind of like this one. Basically, you can set up a fire bomb, almost like a landmine with that. You can also open doors with it on occasion. Ghoul breath, which is, I think, basically the same kind of thing with poison, but and I think, yeah, there's some terror or something. It's like a advanced type poison. But the one I've probably used the most recently is this one, and that's Plague of Rats, and it's level 2. This is from the Siege of Paris DLC. So, and I'll use that, and I'll show you guys how I use it when I'm playing. So now here we are. We're actually in a river raid. This is my river raid boat. My regular boat looks a little different.
Can't raise the sail yet.
Yeah, we can't raise the sail yet. So I, at this point, actually have a bunch of level 5 young Vikings. I don't like to use them right away, because I got so used to playing with lower level ones, it just kept getting crushed, and I spent more time running around trying to heal my young Vikings than I did actually fighting the bad guys. I don't know if I was using them, actually doing the raid. I'm armed enough that I don't really have a problem with these. I can pretty much take on the whole group at once. So basically what I do is I just go take everybody out and then call my young Vikings in. So I don't necessarily play a lot of stealth in Valhalla, but I do like to come in, not necessarily from the front. You can see all my rations are maxed out. I actually had done a couple raids ahead of time, so you can kind of see where the bad guys are. They're kind of hiding over there. There's one in the church, it looks like. So we'll go over here and start from the top and work our way out. And there he is. So, one thing that I kind of like to do, we'll see if I can do this here, is we'll break this in, and I can jump in there, just like this, but what might actually be better is, remember how I said I like playing with the Plague of Rats, is they're going to come over here. I'm going to rearm the plague of rats. Wait for them to get around here. And call up the rats. And now, you can watch in shadow as the rats take those guys out. It's a real good ability. It kind of surprised me. I didn't think I would use it as much as I have. But it's been pretty cool. So basically, if you're somewhere where you're kind of obscured from the enemy, it's real good like this. When you get a shot even into the floor, you can actually take some of them out. So let's just see where. So this, I struggled with these guys with spears through the game, and there's one, two, he didn't make it. There it is. Finisher, because I now have a fire. Really not a problem. And archers, they're not a problem at all. So armed like this, I have not had many issues. Doing massive amounts of damage to these guys. And I kind of just make a big swath through them. So, use that. So again, plague of rats. And you can actually just watch those little numbers popping up. And, oh, there goes one of them. So, yeah, I mean... I'll smash you! You hurt! So, plague of rats real handy here. I just want to get away from it. I really want to release that. Or, unless I shield enemies, sometimes you get that fire strike, and a lot of times they'll go to a stun. Some of them give up. A lot of the smaller guys aren't an issue. Like I was saying, I struggled with the spear guys. It was part of the playing the game, but now this place seems to be pretty not so bad. I missed those heals. Maybe we won't go over here. There it is. The spears, yeah, they just have so much reach, and when you just have an axe, it doesn't make it real easy. So I use the Odin sight obviously a lot if you've been watching. My adrenaline's full. Again, meet your god. We'll give that guy some rats to deal with, and it's nice because you can do that like ahead of time. You see, this guy's just absolutely. They're just and taking him. I've got the range on me set up or on the weapons, but my health bar never really goes down. It goes down a little bit. There's a speed guy. Not a problem with this particular there we go. Got him off guard. Let's get him off guard. Easy to just take out. So this is kind of just my method and how I've been playing lately. I don't really, like I said, I don't really use the Vikings for raids until the very end, and then it's really just over the boxes and stuff. What I have found is there must have been, in one of the upgrades, they must have added additional ones, because it seems like after I call them, there seems to be more. Guards will pop out. So we're gonna call them in and get some of these barrels.
We raid!
So we'll go look for the treasures and let them come find me. I've also noticed that you don't have to wait as long if you're actually near a treasure. It seems like they find you quicker. And I actually saw one case where it took an NPC character and made them all of a sudden they turned to one of your Vikings, and they
help me with this.
So they must have realized that they didn't do a real good job of finding you always. They improved that. So there's been some little tweaks, I think, along the way. It's definitely improved over time, but still not a huge challenge. There it is. Gotta look underneath a lot of stuff in this one to
Can we
find
get
all
this
of
back to the ship? Come here a moment.
That's actually I'm fighting with their helping. He's got the big ice axe and the shield.
I could horse.
He actually
Get
stands
out of
out
here.
on the boat too. I'll show you when she gets on the boat. But, if you're actually playing these for the first time, this is a location where there's a book hidden for one of the abilities. Which ability it is, it'd be right there. And then you can actually come out this way and there's some chests or something over here. Chest. Take those. If you're coming in from the outside, it's kind of hard to find that thing because it's way down there at the bottom of that little gully ditch. So I spent some time looking for those originally, and they threw me off. So just basically we're going to look for the boat, and let's head back to the boat. And then all these little arches. This is one of the rivers in England, I think it's X. So they have a lot of these little zip lines where you can zip line down from near the top. They were kind of nice about that. So if you've river raided your way up to the top of the, the fortress or whatever you're doing, it'll let you zip down line sometimes a couple of lines to get close to the dock. I've got the yarn spiking figurehead on this boat, and also the Raven clan, and kind of matching her armor, Raven tailpiece. You can see, like I said, you can see my Yam spiking. He's sitting there right in the front. His shield is actually different as well. I can't quite see it, but you can kind of see how that shield really stands out, so you can kind of tell when he's on the boat. So that's pretty much it. Again, I've got a bunch of stuff in inventory. The trick I like to tell you is, I started with, just mark them all as seen, clear that tag, and you're ready to go back to your village or do some more raiding. So anyway, this is my my loadout video, and just kind of how I play river raids. Like I said, I do have, I'll just show you that real quick. I do have a lot of level 5 Vikings, or Yams Vikings, so there's definitely some strength there. Some of like the farms and stuff, I'll just go ahead and start it as a raid, but any of the big fortresses, I just don't even deal with it, and I just go clear myself. One, because I want the experience, and I've been trying to build up like 100 short sword kills or 100 simple kills, and just trying to do that. So some of them I wanted to do the kills for. Another quick thing before I say goodbye is with the Plague of Rats ability, and there weren't any towers in this particular monastery, so I didn't get to use it, but some of those tower guards, if you can't get a good shot on them, but you can get a shot into the tower, throw one of those Plague of Rats arrows up there. Like I said, they're real good for enemies that you can't get a good shot on, but you have a shot into their area, and then just rat ocean will take them out. I've had good luck in the churches where there's a lot of enemies. Shoot one of those in there like I did, and it'll take out 2 or 3 of them a lot of times. You shoot 2 and you can take out a whole group of them. Really underrated ability. I wasn't expecting. Anyway, that's all I have for now. This is Engineernerd saying peace out.